So welcome everyone to our NFTs topic that we're coming from concept to consumer, navigating the NFT, go to the market journey. So today we are joined by industry leaders from ARC NFT, Gabriel, Playground, Ja, and also Summer, Jay. Every player here aims to empower creators in their own unique ways to redefine the NFT landscape. To kick off, allow me to introduce each of our panelists. Gabriel, which is the Deputy CEO of ARC, and Jay is the Lanquist CEO of Summer, and Ja, which is the CEO of the Playground. So let me ask you guys to talk more about your projects individually, starting from Gabriel.
Yeah, very simple. Hi, everyone. Great to be back, second time back for Taipei Blockchain Week. Really appreciate Jackie, Tiff, and the team for having us here. There was supposed to be a winter thing in Taipei now, but apparently I think it's not happening, so it's a fucking rug. And I'm wearing a sweater because my team forced me to. But yes, very good to be here. ARC is basically Asia-based NFT-gated members club. We've got something like 560 members. We've got people from various verticals in the space, whether you're a trader, crypto degen, NFT artist, participant. Basically, it's a place for you. We run quite a few activities, and we mostly focus on sharing knowledge and networks within the space. We are also a curated and verified community, meaning that you can't just buy your way in. Everybody has to be referred or receive an application. And we are mostly housed in a mobile app that includes a variety of functions, which I can share later. Thanks.
Oh, sorry. Very happy to be back in Taipei. Super excited to be here. And apologies for the hot weather, but that's what summer does. We bring the heat. So I get you a t-shirt. So what Summer does is basically looking at ecosystem growth across chains, across communities. And we're working with companies, the chains themselves, startups, have a lot of different mentors and experts in our network. A really easy way to think about it is an accelerator that has evolved into the Web3 space. So it's all driven by the community itself. And that's how we currently are working with, for example, Sui, a very interesting blockchain, and helping them grow out their NFT community and ecosystem. So yeah, that's what we do.
Hi, I'm Ja. I'm the founder and CEO of Playground. Playground is a Web3 community activation platform. So a little bit about my background. I used to work on agency side as a creative director, activating creators and brands through social digital activations. And what they were made to do was to grow audiences. I started Playground to basically do the opposite, which is to foster deeper connections between communities and their members through participation-based experiences and interactive content. So what Playground does is on the front end, it's a discovery hub for cultural communities across art, music, wellness, film, food, whatever you're interested in, communities of all shapes and sizes. And on the back end, we're an end-to-end AI and Web3 powered creator tool stack that allows any community to organize, build, and reward their members in a single end-to-end hub. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. I'm Taiwanese, and yeah, really glad to represent.
Thank you, all of panels. I love how we empower the culture and also the community together. So let me ask you a really quick question and a really simple. So 2023 is almost over. What do you think of the year? Is that for Gabriel?
Tiring.
Yeah, I think it has been a long year. I mean, if we're thinking back, it started right after FTX, and it was pretty rough for most of us. For everyone who's here still and has continued to believe in NFTs and the space, I feel like we're all winning right now. At least you should be, otherwise you're doing something wrong. If we're going back, even Ordinals was not even here a year ago. And we're looking at all the different other blockchains, and everyone's really driving what NFTs are about. And it's not just about the PFPs, and it's not just about utility, but driving an innovation part where companies are utilizing NFTs in a million different ways. And the next year, starting very soon from here, I think NFTs 2.0 will really blow people's minds. And yeah, I'm just excited we're all here.
Is it NFT 2.0 or NFT 3.0?
2.0, yeah.
I don't know. What was 2.0?
I don't know.
2.5.
2.0, 2.0 should be everything that happened in 2022. Then before that would be crypto kitties and everything, and then Ethereum crashing and everything like that. Yeah, that should be like
Maybe
NFT.
4.0 then.
Yeah, 4.0. I think 4.0
All
is
right,
good.
let's
Yeah.
go for that.
Yeah.
This year was intense. I think it was really interesting. I personally, saw the last market as sort of an era of mint marketplaces where it was all about the one-off mints and the PFP project, and then everyone went around and said, now what, where's the recurring engagement? I personally always had the perspective of like, Web3 is community-centric, and so I was going to build a community-centric platform. So even though the industry was, we saw a lot of projects pivoting within a pivoting industry, I feel like Playground kind of held steady in its course of building, like I said, a community activation platform. What was interesting is that we tried to build that central community hub. And as the industry matured and those Lego blocks of different infrastructure matured, it was really nice to be able to see the long-term builders find each other and to kind of link up in these sort of systematic ways that the same players kind of integrate over and over again in different ways. So I found it to be, chaotic on the outside, but then internally as a team, really rewarding to be able to find, this was basically a year of integrations and partnerships with other people who are building long-term. So it was great.
It's like what the title says, from concept to go to market. Yeah, great job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're in line, like just what we talked about just now. So as we were at the speakers lounge behind, we talked about like what is the good and the bad events that we've been through like for this year. So Kevin has a good story to share.
No, not really. Not really. But I do feel that this year, as especially come to the end of the year, I think it's a bit different. I think something which Jay says very well, which is the ones who are still here are the ones that sincerely are the ones that are building and everything. We spoke briefly about like Korea Blockchain Week as well, right? You look at the people and you see the people that actually are still here, right? And look, to be blunt, who can still afford to go to Korea, right? Means that they're doing something, right? You're doing something right, right? Or at least you have a reason to be there, right? You have also seen a lot of people disappear in the last 18 months, right? And don't worry, they'll be back in the bull market. Shall not name names, right? But they'll definitely be back. Some of them have revived, right? So that's a very, very good growing signal to that. I won't say which event is bad, but I would say that which event has given us the most value. And I would end off by saying that I think so far, the ones in Asia have provided a lot of value compared to previous years or any market cycle or anything. I think this year, the quality of the people you meet in Asia, it's probably at one of its highest. And crypto conferences have been going on in this part of the world since 2017. And I used to do a lot of them. And I can say that the quality of audience is really, really matured and gotten a lot better, especially this year, right?
How about Jay and Linda? Would you like to share those?
Are we gonna like let the shackles off or what? I think we can, but yeah, I'm gonna let you start first.
Sure. I mean, in terms of events, I think the core of community is when we get together, whether it's real life or virtually. And producing an event is extremely difficult. So I look at every event as an opportunity to gather as a community, whether it went well or not, a lot of learnings to take place, and that's why we're building tools to make it easier, because it's like a very difficult job. I think what we're looking for as an industry is actually what happens between events. As many wonderful conversations and connections that we'll make here, this has been so much work, and I think the payoff is what happens afterwards. So I feel like a lot of these projects, when they can facilitate the connection and that recurring engagement is on these community platforms. What happens, can AI connect us through like-minded interests, through similar events that we're attending, through communities that we're all part of? Can we use these spaces and the community builders that are providing these spaces like ARC, or like the programs like Summer, to stay connected between the events? So I think I think events are just sort of like a touch point, and then we should be helping the event organizers make their jobs easier to build real community around these moments so that it can be more sustainable.
Yeah, I started out the year with saying that I shouldn't go to more events because it's draining, it takes my time, kills my Telegram for months, and I normally get COVID every other event. But
And flu
you
as
know,
well. Yeah.
yeah, and we're happy. Like I just came yesterday, so I still have a voice as well. But then the year I started to count, and I don't know. I've been all over the place, even though I said I shouldn't go to any of them. I do prefer this one. This is closest to home, and is a really quality, great people here. So I'm really excited about that. But in general, I think the fact that sometimes you need to build, sometimes you need to network, and you can't really do both of those at the same time. So you have to make a choice. More networking, more building. This year for us, it was building first, so less events. But it doesn't mean no events because you get FOMO, obviously. So, but yeah, it was a really good year, I think.
Yeah, I know like Jay came in just for 2 days, just for this Taiwan blockchain event, so thank you for that. So when you talk about Asia, Gabriel, like, will you think that the Asia is the next Burin?
I think Asia, people used to think about Asia and always think that Asia is the future. Asia is now, right? And if anybody wants to disagree with me, yeah, sure, right? I mean, the fact of the matter is that how is Asia not now, right? You're based in Asia, right? I prioritize events in Asia more than anything. I prioritize what we're building. We focus on members in Asia more than anything else, right? I mean, simple fact, right? Like, there are people from the US that are coming here to raise money, right? There are funds who are coming here, right, to try and raise money. They're trying to find LPs. And if they miss out, then they go to the Middle East to raise money. Why are they not sticking in the US if US is so awesome from that perspective, right? Am I saying too much? Anyway, yeah, of course, Asia is now, right? I mean, look at all of us, right? We're some of the, most brilliant, best-looking people. So why isn't Asia now? You can't disagree, right? And like, why is it? I think Asia is now. Look at what all of us are building and everything like that. I mean, has anybody even tried to build kind of like a curated community and ask people to pay me 3 ETH in the US? Does anybody dare to do that? Right? So why isn't Asia now?
Yeah, I think so too. But like for Jay, the next question will be in line with our topic more today. You are running a program to support NFT projects and startups, especially. What's one thing that NFT startups do most like get wrong from the footsteps?
Elementals.
I was just going to say,
Gabriel.
if anybody's read, it's probably Elementals. I think that the interesting part is like there's a lot of things that gets wrong, right? And there's a lot of rugs for a reason. It's like people are not really focusing on building something. They're thinking pre-mint, let's come up with some sick art. Most of it is not. But then they mint out, great, let's do something about it. Or they don't mint out and then, okay, well, move on to another one, find another artist. It's a space that has a lot of this. But me and my co-founders are very, very passionate about NFTs in itself and the opportunities. And we just decided about 6 months ago that we want to do something about this. There's a lot of founders we spoke to who has never had a business in their lives. They have no idea how to build a business. I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years. I know what not to do, so that I can tell them and try to help with that. And that's how we gather all of these different people who knows how to build a business and who knows how to build in Web3. And then hopefully we'll have projects that don't fail the way that a lot of the projects has failed today, which is just managing hype cycles. You can't do that forever. You have to come in with something real as well. Sick art, great, but then what? And that's sort of where we come in.
Let's explore this further. Like there's too many NFT startups right now that is happening every single day. But what do you really spot into the founders or into the CEOs?
Well, the key actually is I don't care so much about the art if I'm helping a company, because you can always upgrade season 1 to 500 and see where that one goes. But if the founder has the right mentality, and I'm usually looking at if they understand what entrepreneurship is, then I will invest my time and money into it. And the way entrepreneurship is very different than going to a foundation, asking for a grant, or going to investors with a pitch deck that maybe been spun out in a week and hoping for millions, and then build something. Entrepreneurship is setting your vision, imagining where you want to go with that, and then you work double shifts at McDonald's, Burger King to make that happen. Those are the founders that I will invest in, because they will bend over backwards to get their vision. And in NFTs, sadly, so far, that has not really happened, but also there's not much guidance. The guidance is Twitter, and it's basically hype cycles. So that is really what we have been trying to change.
That's true.
Twitter is for entertainment.
Yeah, and it's hard to keep up all the time too. Like it's like update, and you're not too sure what is true and what is not too. So like, how do you actually spot the next big thing, and how do you provide support as well apart from grants? I know that you have the whole program.
Yeah, so I mean, I can take an example. I know Brando, who built Dokyo on Avalanche, and I followed his journey from moving over from Seoul and building all this up, having all the support from Ava Labs and pushing that out. And that was a no-brainer. I would help him either way because he's a friend, but that was a no-brainer to support and continue to support because there's a structure there. He has all the best people around him and to build it out. So it's quite easy to spot the winners if you have the opportunity to talk to them. But if they hide behind anon handles and are not really open to do things, it's really hard to dig deeper, right? And if we spot what we really think is the next thing, we have hundreds of investors, hundreds of VCs that are in our network that we will help introduce to these teams that we know will be winners. So it's not only about building something and releasing it, but it's making sure that you are investor friendly, and also the whales are usually working at VCs because that's where they hang out. And you need the whales, you need whale management, and a lot of people don't understand even where to begin with that. And we have all of those little threads together in our community.
I like that because not many people talk about the whales management. This is actually the first few times that I heard about it. So thank you. And then like let's transition to the next part of the conversation. That would be for Linda. So how is Playground unique from other social networking that we already have out there?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, we've all seen what it's like to be passively scrolling on our phones, and social networks out there aren't really social. I think community is built differently than just kind of engaging with content. So what audience building is when a creator is broadcasting like one to many, which is like an audience. In a way, you're an audience because we are speaking outwardly to you. But community is when you're outside and you get to mix and mingle with each other, and you need the place to connect, and it's many to many. So right now, the default for communities to gather is in the group chats. So there's Telegram groups and WhatsApp groups, by the way, which is owned by like centralized companies with centralized business models. And once a community kind of matures a little bit, the default is Discord. I don't know who we were talking about this behind the scenes, but like if that's what the industry's relying on to get your community to where it wants to be, is a company called Discord in the world we're at right now, I don't think people want more Discord. People want a world where you belong, where you're self-expressed, where you can be all the different versions of yourself and, play. Because when you are, around like-minded people, passionate, doing things together, everything's play. You go to Taipei, you're playing. You party with Bird Ape, you're playing. You're doing yoga and you're meditating, you're playing. What you read, watch, listen, learn, and attend, all of that is something that's trackable and rewardable with play points and its play. So what I'll say is that it's community-centric, it's Web3-centric, data is private, and it's built foundationally with these values. And that's just like the chat part of it. What these conversation social platforms are doing is they're linking you out to where the activation is actually happening. So what are you doing in these group chats when it's not tracking a floor price? It's linking you out to a bunch of different places. We are all complaining about this terrible UX. This UX is actually non-existent. It's just a bunch of links. Hey, I just minted something. It's OpenSea. Hey, come to my event. It's another link. Hey, we just launched some merch. It's another link. This means that discovery is broken, and it means that the management of creating all of this different worlds of events and gated content, gated merch, all of that is linking a bunch of different places. So it's broken on the user discovery side and the management reward community side. And so, yeah, we've created an end-to-end community activation platform that's gonna be built on the right foundation. And I really, truly believe that Web3 is made for a different kind of founder, for the creators, with like a creative vision. And these values that Web3 stands for, I think will be scaled by a global brand that stands for these values. So what I'll say is that I think our brand will also be really different than these social networks out there. You can't put a different brand on some of these social networks out there and say you're different when you've been around for 15 years and, you know, people can see right through it, especially Gen Z who cares a lot about authenticity.
That really adds like a new dimensions of how the whole breakthrough thing. So for your playground, I know that you come up with a new token, right? For the whole platform, how you use the play token, and also the utility of the token, and how does it relate to the non-Web3 users, especially for consumers?
Yeah, so we actually have our tokenomics paper. It's called our rainbow paper instead of a white paper. So play points is actually sort of like lottery points, where it's like a loyalty and rewards system where people are excited by something that they can actually experience. So as you play on Playground, you join communities, you make new friends, you go to events, you do things you already love to do. You're earning play points that unlock platform utility, but also utility across the communities on the platform. And we like to travel on experiential utility stuff like, you know, airline miles and experiences. So the more you play, the more you get to play. Did you go to Taipei Blockchain Week? Cool. Now you're gonna earn play points to go meet up again, you know, in Miami, in Hong Kong, in the next conference, because we're gonna see each other again. The more you play, you unlock roles and status within the communities you're joining, roles and status as you co-build playgrounds. So on the platform you're earning, which unlocks our actual listed token, which is ground token. Animoca is actually our advisor on this, plus a couple of other partners. I like to kind of make sure that table is really rounded out. But ground token means you're on the ground of Web3 social, ground zero, helping build Web3 social from the ground up, and that just means governance token of the next Web3 social platform.
I love all those rewards points that we were able to get in the future. But of course, Gabriel, we always love to ask you a lot of questions from here. So why Asia and not global for ARC?
I never said not global. I just said Asia
It's on
for
your
now.
website.
Yeah, but it's Asia first, right? And if people globally is interested in Asia, then come to us, right? Why not Asia? Asia's not big enough. Like, honestly, right? Like, you know, I don't see why focusing on Asia, you know, there's no why. It's just that we know this place better, right? Almost every single city in Asia, there's an ARC member. And even if that person is not in ARC, there's somebody we know in the Web 2, Web 3 space or whatever. And that's our focus. That's our strength. That's where our connections are. That's where the relationships are. That's why we focus on Asia. If I were to bring ARC to I don't know, just going to say Eastern Europe. I've got no idea. I probably know 2 people, right? And I know 1 person in Finland, right? That's the closest, right? That's not my strength, right? People say that, oh, you know what? I'm building a fucking Web3 project. Let's go global. Do you actually know what the hell you're saying? Like, really, guys, do you really know what you're saying? So, yeah, why, right? If I'm a project that looks to, I don't know, ship T-shirts, toys, keychains, right? Whatever, aeroplanes for all I care. Sure, you have to go global. You have to go because you need that reach, right? But that's not. I'm focused on Asia. Asia is great. We enjoy being here. I don't really like Miami, but you know that's like that's where our focus is, right? And I don't see why there's anything bad in it. I mean, like I would rather serve everyone here, right, and help all of us grow because it elevates everything, whether in Singapore, in Hong Kong, or anywhere else, or Taiwan, right? I think that's good enough, right?
I see where you're coming from. We always have to start where we are really like grounded and where we start from. But like, can you share a specific example where a strategy that you guys adopted significantly has impacted like positively throughout 2 years, right? You're since the launch day.
Something that activated positively. I would say that there are 2 ways to answer this question, and I know we've got 4 minutes left, but a very short answer of it is having a mobile app, letting people say whatever they want to say because there's no screenshots and you can't screen record in the ARC mobile app, right? We've got a function that allows people to start group chats. So for example, we started one for members who are coming to Taipei, right? A month and a half ago, there were 10 people in their group chat. Fast forward to 2 days ago, there are like 35 people, right? There are 35 people from ARC who are here, right? So I would say the one thing that really turned the corner for us was number 1, having our own private space where people could really share things, right? And a lot of things we say there, whether is it about allocations, whether it's about business opportunities or thesis in the crypto space and everything that we talk about that we don't say out there, right? We are not the project that goes out there and tells people, oh, you know what, I am going to do this, right? And it'll be like, yeah, okay, dude, just go get it done, right? We're not that, right? I think that was the first thing. I think the second thing is that we started rolling out a lot of benefits. So if any of you are from Singapore or have been to Singapore, you've been to Zook, right? We're the only Web3, crypto, whatever you want to call us, membership club that has VIP access. Just show that you're ARC member, you walk straight in and everything. Got private member clubs. We've got a deal with Edition Hotel, blah, blah, blah. We don't talk about these kind of stuff, right? Go to the website. It's all there, I think. But yeah, that's what we focus on and everything. And I think last but not least, face-to-face. I think face-to-face, you know, everything Jay said. I think going to events, meeting people face-to-face, running our own small little events and everything like that. I think that's something that's really, really proven very valuable. If you ask me what's the tipping point for us, is when people realize that, you know, I'm in ARC. Who else is in ARC, right? And they actually go to one of our dinners or whatever it is. They look at all the people. They're like, fuck, right? And that's really the thing that's really, really, really helped us along the way. And every single city which we're in, regardless whether there's a blockchain week or whatever it is, right? We always rotate. We actually have a schedule of like, you know, in this quarter, which of the cities we must hit and everything like that. So we actually do a lot of these face-to-face things. Every time that happens, it helps, you know, build, I would say, a stronger community. That's been a tipping point. Sorry, I went on a bit long.
Yeah, it's good. That's a thought-provoking perspective too, because like they do everything through the apps. It's not really Twitter. So there are a lot of things that I try to understand more from them. So that's why like this panel is so important. We'd like to ask like, what's your next blueprint plan, the big plan that you have on the roadmap for ARC and start from Gabriel?
For me?
Yeah.
Boom, is it what? Bull market plan, is it?
Yeah. Do your next map.
I don't think there's a bull market plan, right? Just do whatever you're doing. It's just that now you've got more resources, right? If a treasury has ETH, next thing you know, your ETH is going to double. You can do more things. You can hire more people, maybe more beautiful people, right? But like you could really just, you know, continue to do what you can do. Obviously, you know, we are blessed. We are blessed that we're in an industry that if I wake up tomorrow, something that's $2,000 becomes $2,500. We are blessed, right? So it just allows us to accelerate what we want to do. Are there little pivots in between? Yes, of course there is, right? But why should anything change? Yeah, people talk about bear market business plans, bull market business plans. Sure, great, but that's not, I'm not saying it's not relevant to us, but, keep doing what you're doing. It's just that in a bull market, things get more amplified, and embrace it and use it and everything like that. Because if you've got a bull market plan and a bear market plan, what if the bear market plan screws up? What are you left with, right? Then you have an elemental situation.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that. Yeah, I would say, to what you said, we're just everyone's in a better position. Although I don't think I will hold ETH as a treasury to be able to pay salaries. It's fortunate if it goes up.
Solana? No, I'm kidding.
Bonk.
100% wrong. That's a very good one. Yeah.
But yeah, so if you want to work for us, we pay in bunk. No, but in general, I think there's a lot of opportunities. Every opportunity that was there in the bear market is just going to scale up now. There's going to be a lot more that we can do. And we are working with a multitude of different chains. Like I mentioned, we work with Sui first. If you came in to Sui when we launched 2-3 months ago, you will be a very happy camper right now. And most of the tokens have 5-10x. And people are sleeping on a lot of chains. We're trying to drive a lot of ecosystem growth into those chains, a lot of users, liquidity, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and hopefully expand over to more ecosystems.
Yes, we are poised to launch our token, which will incentivize and bring in more people in a community. So the investors, the builders, the creators, the ambassadors, even agencies and brands. I think the word bull market, though, is framing this in like a context of the financial market, and like for this more mass adoption, long-term kind of plan, we're really looking at like the harder to get industries like brands, and they're not thinking in terms of bull market or bear market. I think they're just thinking in terms of culture. So I think like it's what they said, just keep doing what you're doing. And for us, that means bridging crypto to culture. And for brands, they're gonna go always to where creators are. So I would say for us, we just try to go where creators and culture are. And that's where, kind of concepts in the creator economy are, out there and to be studied. Yeah.
I mean, one thing also, right? Keep doing what you're doing, but if you realize what you're doing is wrong, just pivot, right? That's the beauty of the space. That's really the beauty of the space, right? You can pivot, change chains, whatever it is.
Or launch a new NFT project.
Come to summer.
Number 500. Yeah, that would be a good one.
Right, so as we're coming to the end of the session, I would like to extend our gratitude to other panelist speakers. Thanks for sharing and coming all the way here. And also we hope this discussion offer inspirations and more knowledge to everyone up here to understand what projects and how all these builders have been building during the bull run or the not so bull run. So we hope that you guys enjoy. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.